Does every conversation you have with your child turn into a circular conversation? Are they starting to use word salad with you? Are you getting tired of conversations going over and over again and actually feel like you're not even talking to your child anymore? You're just talking to your ex. Well, if so, this video is for you. My name's Sarah Squires. I'm an ex-child protection social worker, and for the past decade, I've been supporting families through family court against a narcissistic ex that is either trying to or already has alienated their child from them. Now, in this video, I want to share with you 4 principles that can help you to communicate with a child who is being coercively controlled by the other parent. And these 4 principles are things that you can do. They are within your power. You can't change how the other parent is parenting. You can't change their behavior. What you can do is you can model a different form of communication. So in yesterday's video, I shared with you the alienating style of communication and the 6 main patterns within that. You can go and watch that video. What I want to talk about now, before we look through the depth of those patterns, is your part in this. So I'm going to share with you 4 key principles that can help you to deal with the coercive control that your child is experiencing and to counter not just the alienating communication techniques, but the attempts to keep a rupture in place. So for those of you that are familiar with attachment and those of you that aren't, the important part of attachment, or not the only important part, but an important part of attachment, is rupture and repair. So all relationships have something called rupture, which is when we have a falling out, we disagree, there's a communication problem. They're perfectly normal and natural because we're individual people and we don't think the exact same way. We have different perspectives on things. So rupture is normal. Ruptures are not the problem, because what comes after that is the repair. And the repair is where the attachment is formed, because when you're able to healthily repair the relationship, you realize we can have an argument and we can come back together and still feel safe. What alienation does is it doesn't allow that repair to happen. It allows it to fester and to become so bad that there are no opportunities for repair that are seemingly available. And that's kind of what I want to halt and stop in its track by sharing this with you. So I'm not going to talk about the specifics of how they come home, but I'm going to talk about what you do when they do come home. So say, for example, they come home and they are aggressive and they are demanding or they are bullying. It can be really easy to slip into our trauma response because we've dealt with this before and it doesn't feel safe. And our nervous system is going, Nina, 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 threat detected, threat detected. And so we can quickly drop into trauma. So the most important step of this is the first one. And it's not just the first step, but it's one that you'll keep coming back to as you go through this what I call a spiral of repair. And it's self-regulation. So it's okay to have that Nina moment. The key is awareness. It is recognizing that is exactly what has happened, that you have shifted into feeling unsafe and your nervous system is trying to tell you to either run away or to make yourself small or to play dead or to fight back. Now, none of those are healthy and they do not work towards, let me correct that, they are healthy in a threat situation. But when it's your child coming back to you, then it's not healthy because it aids the alienating attempt and it moves away from connection. So when you regulate in that moment, when you recognize, oh God, this is happening, and you stop that, you calm yourself, whatever that might be, taking a few deep breaths, stroking your arm, giving yourself a hug, whatever that looks like for you. And I do have a quiz or an assessment on my website, Get Caught Ready. If you go to case assessments, there is one that will help you identify what your trauma response is or your dominant trauma response is, and with some tools in there to help you learn what is a good way for me to regulate quickly, because that'll come up a lot. So I do recommend going and doing that. But step one is to self-regulate. Because self-regulation is also the foundation and building block of a secure attachment, because we self-regulate, then we regulate the other person, the child, and then they learn to regulate themselves. So self-regulation, co-regulation, then self-regulation of the child. Now, they don't learn that from the other house, and you might not have learned it either, but you need to. This is really important for you. It's been so important for me. I've had to learn this. I've had to learn to take care of my own emotional needs, to regulate myself, to recognize when I've been triggered, and to soothe myself, rather than relying on someone else to do that, or if someone else isn't available, relying on something else to do that. And I'm still learning. I am still learning. I'm going to be fully transparent. I'm still learning on that, but it's a journey. And so self-regulation opens the door for secure attachment. What happens next takes you further through that, and this is part of the communication. So this is staying present. So when our nervous system is activated, we can bounce either into the future and start thinking, oh my God, my child hates me, they're never going to want to come and see me, they're going to go and live with the other parent. Or we can go to the past and be like, this is just like having a conversation with my ex. I'm talking to my ex right now. Both of those are perfectly normal and natural. There is no criticism here from me on that. But it's awareness. It is recognizing, no, I need to come back in. That might be just pushing your feet back firmly into the ground, grounding yourself in, doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste, or whatever order you want to do those in, but roughly that's the order. Just to bring yourself back in your body so you can stay present. That means you're staying with your child. Your child is coming to you with a need, an unmet emotional need, but they're presenting it in a not a very nice way, in a controlling, demanding way, or a manipulative way, whatever one of the patterns they're coming with. It doesn't feel right. And so, but it's still a need. And so you've got to stay present in that moment. So that's stage 2 is, so we self-regulate and we stay present. 1 and 2. 3 is reflective listening. So when they say something to you, no matter what it is, you just say, I just want to get this right. Is this what you're saying? And just say back to them what they've said to you. Now, what you're looking for there is, it's just showing them that you're on the same page, because number one, when you're in a trauma state, we can cut out words. We can create our own meaning around things. So in reflecting back to them what you've heard, number one, you're checking, what did I hear? So you're checking for yourself, but also checking, is that really what they meant to say? Now, the important point in that is, you might feel triggered again when they come back and say no. They might get angry again. Doesn't mean you step out of this. It means you stay in and you go back to number 1. You regulate again. And like I say, there'll probably be a lot of regulating, staying present, and then reflective listening. But you're modeling this. It's not about getting it right first time. You're modeling a different way of communication to what the other parent is doing. The final part of this is where the magic happens, which is where you have attachment conversations, where you form or you deepen the connection, because what is going on is it's a pattern or a dance. It is a communication dance, and you and your child are doing these steps. But what tends to happen in these kind of conversations is we attack the other person, the other dancer, rather than the dance itself. And so by keep going back into reflective listening, regulating yourself, by being able to communicate with them, when you say that, I am worried that this is what you mean. And so what I need from you is for you to explain to me what is going on. That is an attachment conversation. I recommend reading Hold Me Tighter by Dr. Sue Johnson if you want to explore this. But those are the 4 steps, and they're really powerful at helping you come closer to your child. So before I go, I just would say that if you found this useful, please do follow my channel, my page here, because I'm going to be sharing more stuff like this with you, all designed to help you to connect with your child and to move past these dynamics. Because if you're in family court, they're going to label you as parental conflict. By being able to show that you are communicating differently and that you are giving choice and that you are actively listening to your child, these are some of the ways that you can start to unpick any narrative that your ex is placing on you. And it also keeps you and your child close, because even if your ex is successful at alienating you, your child is going to have remembered all of those things, all of those conversations. They're seared in, they're subconsciously, they've kept them, and it's going to be part of their memory of you, which they're going to cling on to, whether they look like they are or not. They are going to. So I want to make your life easier, as easy as possible. And so do follow me if that resonates with you, and drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Share this with anyone and like it, because it helps the algorithm, and that I really appreciate that. So take care, everyone. Bye bye.